Doors make me a track star, slamming old school, hand me a trophy, cause I'm gonna beat you, time for you to bring it, if you got it then it's go, oh, probably gonna win it and the loser's going home, give me just a minute, you'll be handing me the goal, oh, so get your game on, get your game on.
Okay, guys, here we are. We are in the Derby Wars 10,000 Sunday high stakes game, and I am currently in the lead with about $7. I have about a $7 lead, and I've made my choice with 37 seconds to go. I also have a 10th place ticket that I'll be bombing away right now with the 7 horse, who's the longest shot on the board, just to protect my ticket. Let's see where we're at. I went with the number 9, and he is currently the favorite at 6-5. He was my strongest play on the board today. Just a little concerned about Kent DeSormo. Hasn't been riding real well, but the horse figures, and my mode of thinking here is I would like to separate myself from the pack. I know they might be bombing away, but I don't believe they'll be bombing away. My thought process is there's a lot of money at stake for second and third, and I think that they'll all be picking either the 9 or the 2 or the 6, but I'm thinking the 2 or the 6 probably be the logical choices at this point. Hoping to catch the 9 on a good race and pull away by about $12, $14, $16, and it makes it a lot easier to block. So we will actually see who they've picked. I went with the 9. I was the only one, and the 2 and the 6 were both picked, and I'm just hoping for a good run for the 9, and we will be in pretty good shape if that happens. So let's see how the race goes.
And away they go. Along the inside, we have Holiday Camp now setting off for the early lead. Karma King runs up alongside in second. Grachus the Hunter has the red cap tucking in right behind him, and Seeking the West down at the rails taking a nice hold. Then back to Something's Unusual, 5 off these leaders. Perfectly Majestic second last, and Dead Easy Trails 8 lengths would cover the line.
So right now I like where the 9 is sitting.
They go, and Holiday Camp just at a sensible pace, not in a big hurry, leads at a length and a half. Karma King is tracking from the second spot along the inside, Seeking the West. Grachus the Hunter in the red cap, 4 lengths off the leader. Then it's another 3 back to Something's Unusual. Back to Perfectly Majestic. And
I just don't want this 4 to continue to lead and blow open a lead that we had. That's one thing that you're afraid of. You don't mind one of the favorites to come in. You still have 2 races to go.
Even Something's Unusual getting much closer from 5th. Behind that, Perfectly Majestic, and Dead Easy still has 8 to make up. Into the turn they go, and it's Holiday Camp, the leader, to Grachus the Hunter. Karma King is right there in third. On the inside, Seeking the West needs room. Seeking the West just needs a spot to run.
So the 9 looks like he's moving pretty.
Something's Unusual making a huge run.
He's making pretty good strides here.
Right through to strike the front, still being handwritten. Now Perfectly Majestic joins the fray down.
So I got him on the outside.
Coming down to Something's Unusual, Perfectly Majestic.
He's going to come down to the 2 or the 9. I'm hoping the 9 has a little extra.
On the outside, Perfectly Majestic.
And DeSormo grabs the win.
Perfectly Majestic won it.
And I'm sitting in first place and have bolstered my lead a little bit. So that's exactly what I wanted to happen, and it happened. I strategized that. I'm going to call a few minutes. I'm going to take a few minutes to pause, reflect on this win, and we have 2 races to go, and we'll see. You know, in a 10K tournament, when you have a little bit of a lead, and there's $3,000 in second, and there's $2,000 to recoup in third, sometimes you grab enough of a lead in first. You really don't have to worry about hitting the bombs. You can allow them to fight out and take the chalk and do what they have to do. But when you get a substantial lead in a $10,000 game, you can really call your own shots. So we'll be back in a few moments. Okay, so welcome back. We are in the Del Mar 8th race. This is a 2-year-old maiden race at 5.5 furlongs on the dirt, and we're watching the post parade. And this is a type of race that Tournament Edge co-founder Barbara Bowley would be highly successful in, because she is only 2 of these horses have run today, and a lot of this picking, the choosing a horse would be based on physicality. Now, there's 2 horses that have run in this race, the 5 and the 6, and they've showed very good form. The 5 is at 9-5 right now, and the 6 is at 2-1. Right now, checking the leaderboard with 2 races to go, and as you can see, I have 2 tickets now in the top 10. I have one that has $86, and I'm $12 ahead of the second place. It looks like Sully Mark. I think, $12, and then I have a $19 lead and a $25 lead over 4th place. So right now, it actually is a very good race for us, because I'm not even going to touch the 5 or the 6. I might even root for the 5 or 6 to win. They figure strongly on paper. I use time form, by the way, one of my 4 forms that I use. And again, on the webinar, I mentioned that I do a lot of visual handicapping. In this particular race, there is no visual handicapping. This is just straight handicapping, workouts, things like that. And I'm looking at the physicality as I speak. My choice right now, if to leave the favorites out, because that does absolutely nothing for me, but I do figure on my thought process on this would be that the 3rd and 4th place, possibly even the 2nd place person, would be choosing the favorites to try to maneuver and grab 3rd place money. So they're only a few dollars separating them. They may have actually given up on winning the tournament. If they go for the tournament win, then they're chancing losing out on $2,000 and $3,000 respectively for 2nd and 3rd place, for 3rd and 2nd place. So my thought process: leave those 2 horses out, the 5 and 6. And I went over and took a look at the the breeding, the physicality, and I landed on 3 horses that I thought had a shot to beat me in this race. And I have chosen the 2, 3, and 4. And I think the most interesting horse in this race was the 4 horse. And as I looked at the horse, the physicality was just beautifully a developed horse and looked confident, and it is a horse out of Bernardini, and they usually strike at about a 13% rate on firsters. So we're looking at that horse right now, Pageant Material, and it is Pageant Material. So hopefully the 4 comes in. I'll tell you, if the number 4 comes in first or second, it could be game over. And I take down the prize again for the 2nd straight week. I'm leaving myself exposed a little bit with the 2 and the 3, but you can't play every horse. So if it happens, it happens. You still have 1 race left to go. So my thought process on this is: let everybody battle out 2nd and 3rd. Protect yourself with a long shot. Also, in 10th place, I have $25, and I protected myself with an interesting horse, the 1 horse. I don't normally like to play rail horses, maidens, but this horse seemed pretty interesting. It's a Tis Now horse, and Hollendorfer, and a very hot jockey, Santiago Gonzalez. So at 17-1, I'm also protecting myself in case that horse wins. My number 10 placed entry. Sitting in 10th place right now. That entry, if that wins, that's going to be almost a capper, and that'll put me up at around $75. So it would be very, very legitimate and very possible that after this race, if the number 1 wins, I could be sitting with maybe a second and a third place, or a first place and a third or fourth place ticket, which would be interesting with one race left to go. There's 3 minutes left to go in the race. I'll also show you a ticket that I'm doing right now in the 100K. This is to qualify for the 100K, and you can see right over here I have 3 tickets, one sitting in 4th place. The top 10 will actually advance into the 100K game being held at Derby Wars on September 7th, Labor Day weekend. And this is for an entry, $875 entry into the Derby Wars tournament. And you can see, always be cashing. Every single race I'm cashing here. You can see all the different colors. You can just glance over. I'm using different horses in different spots. I don't think I duplicated one race there. I don't suggest any rookies to do this, and a lot of times I'm able to put together tickets that are within striking range. With any bit of luck at this point, there's a possibility that all 3 tickets would qualify. I would like to qualify at least 2 of them, at least one, but there's a good potential for me to actually qualify 2, possibly 3. For the 100K, which would be this would be more of an amazing ticket than actually winning the 10K if I can qualify 2 or 3 of them in one shot with not one duplicated horse. You can see in my 4th place ticket, I chose the 5, which was my number 1 choice in this race. He is a heavy favorite, so I don't mind playing favorites here because you really have to stay just within the top 10. So even if I grab first or second money, unless 40 people have a bomb all together, am I going to get knocked out of that? The second ticket, which is in 13th place, I chose the 6, the other horse that has run and run very well and is only in the only race, only one of 2 horses that have actually started and raced. So if the 5 fails and the 6 wins, my 13th ticket will probably crack the top 10. And I covered myself with the 18th place ticket with the number 2 and Bejarano. Bejarano's horse looked probably the second best to me out of the non-starters so far. So, if something happens where the 5 horse wins and the 2 comes second, it's very possible, or the 6 comes second, it's very possible that 2 of these tickets will be in the top 10 with 1 race to go. It's a good position to be. So they are kind of getting close to the gate. While we still got about 42 seconds left, I'm going to switch on over to the $10,000 game. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to try to predict what my opponents are going to be playing. I believe that the 3rd and 4th place are going to choose either the 5 or 6. They're going to battle it out, and I believe that the 2nd place is going to go with either the 4, the 3, or the 2. And I'm gonna say he's going to go with Bejarano, the 2. So we'll see how that pops up, and then we'll watch the race and see if the strategy is correct. I'm on the 4 at 14-1. This can blow the doors wide open if my guess is right. Okay, so I predicted the 2 on the 2nd place opponent, and he chose the 2. The other 2 chose the 8 and the 5, which was one of the favorites that I spoke about. Somebody's going for the win, and the 4 comes in, we're in good shape. And here we go. If it doesn't, we live to see another day. My phone keeps going off. We keep getting Twitter and text messaging. So here we go. So right now, my thought process and my thinking is that I can, let the favorites win. I'm okay with that. So I have, in my head, I have 3 horses I'm rooting for.
He hopped out fast along the inside. CZ Zip began well. Those 2 lead them. Now here's Great Idea in the pink quickly.
That 4's not in
third
bad position. Got out very nice for a first-time starter.
See Me Run Wild is right there too. Pageant Material is now 4 lengths off the leaders, being followed by Where's the D, then back to Malibu Model, and last a long way.
Don't mind if the 5 or the 6 here wins. That's almost a win for me.
Inside and CZ Zip stride for stride, and Great Idea makes it 3 in a line.
Just don't want that 8 horse.
One another. My Dynamo's running on from 4th, and then See Me Run Wild. They come to the top of the lane. Escapee along the inside. CC Zip between them. Great Idea.
Somebody just hit the fence.
Coming home gamely on the outside now is My Dynamo Model. Coming with the late runners. See Me Run Wild. Just not doing enough. They come for home. CC
just want this 5 to win.
My Dynamo, CC Zip, My Dynamo.
And that's what you didn't want to happen.
CC Zip second. See Me Run Wild was third, and then Escapee.
So it appears like the 3rd place wow, that really blows everything apart. 8 tournament players had that. It's going to be interesting to see how this shakes out. And that's what you get when you have a 2-year-old first-time starter race. The one I chose on the my other ticket ran very well at 23 to 1. This is going to shake up the leaderboard.
Third number 1, See Me Run Wild.
Okay, we'll have to recoup and see where I end up. And oh, here we go. Here's the official prices.
Today's 9th race is the Solana Beach Handicap. Scratch number 9, Majestic Heat. Number 10, She's Flush, ridden by James Graham.
So it pays $68.24. That's going to blow up the board. Lawrence Calden, I give him a lot of credit for picking that horse. We'll see how far that knocks me down, and I got 1 race left to go. Eight people on a 33 to 1 shot. Amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if TTE co-founder Barbara Bowley is on that. Okay, so as you can see from the results here, TTE, who's a absolute dynamo in the online world, he travels up to 3rd place. I get knocked down to 2nd place, and really good player, St. Pete, LSU, another LSU guy like Michael Baychuk. He moves into 1st with a terrific, really a terrific pick there. So I'm still hanging in 2nd, and I'll have to regroup. And you know, the thing right now is, do I want to go for the win, or do I want to go for 2nd or 3rd place? We'll be back in it. Okay, so we're back now for the final race of the $10,000 Sunday High Stakes race, and I avoided a disaster with a last race, that maiden race, where if the 5 horse just would have held on, and my Dynamo, the 8 horse, would have finished second, I still would be on top. But it didn't turn out that way, and it's tough to pick those races, and you really have to be something special to to connect on that. And I give credit to Lawrence Calden, who has won tournaments like this before. I've seen his name out there, who was gutty enough to put this horse as his number 1 choice. I think he was in the 3rd or 4th slot. You know, when you're gunning from behind and you're in the 10th and 12th slot, like I was with my other ticket, you're gunslinging at that point. So you're taking stabs, but when you're in 3rd place, you're not taking stabs. He felt it. So anyway, so we are looking now at my one ticket that was in 10th place dropped out to 17th place, and even with a capped horse can still get to 3rd place, but that would be near impossible. So I just took Drayden Van Dyke's horse, the number 1. I put that in there just in case nobody else had it, but I have to assume there's going to be people in front of me with that, so that ticket's virtually gone. Interesting here. So my thought process is I'm about $31. I think I'm $31 out of 1st place. At this point, do I protect 2nd place? Is there anybody so strong in this race that would protect me? I have a $12 lead, $11.90. You have a 9-5 favorite you can just cross off, and then the rest of the field is wide open, so it's going to be very difficult to choose from there. I didn't find anybody that was outstanding. The 6 looks like a good second choice at 9-2, and that certainly can beat me. The way I look at it, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th place people right now, contestants, would have to all choose the 6, and the 6 would have to win, and I would be knocked out of the money. I'm going to challenge those odds. If they all seem to pick that horse, then I guessed wrong and I lose the money. And sorry about that barking out there, but that's what you call distracted happening. And so my choice is going to be to go for the win. And I looked at the 3 horses that were involved here, and we have the number 1 horse, we have the number 3 horse, and we have the number 10 horse. And from the post parade, I kind of like the 10, and the 10 is ridden by James Grant, who's a very hot jockey. I looked at the form a little while ago. I was trying to find, when you're picking a 23 or 18 to 1 shot or 25 to 1 shot, you're really digging. And one of the things I had noticed that he came over to Del Mar his last race, and I guess it was taken off the turf, and he still ran him on the dirt track and on a soft dirt track, and just kind of gave up. It was more like a workout. So switch rider from Corey Nakatani to James Grant, who's very hot right now. I'm going to go for the win, see if we can make this dramatic. Hopefully I don't get blocked and have a shot. I have a feeling that the top guy is going to choose one of those 3 horses to protect himself. Hopefully he goes with the number 3 horse, who has a... I'm trying to remember who's on that horse. Aaron Grider, or maybe he's going to choose the 1. I'm going to predict he's going to choose the 1. So let's see if... I'm always thinking about strategy here, and I'm always getting into heads, and I'm going to say there's a good chance that he's choosing the 1 with Drayden Van Dyke, thinking I'm choosing the 1 with a better jockey. We shall see in 5 seconds as it turns down, and then we'll watch the race and see if some drama unfolds and I can get a capped horse and beat him. So let's see what the final choice is. They're getting in the gate right now. I'm waiting for Derby Wars to update their and they did, and I was 100% correct that he chose the 1, thinking I would choose the 1, and I have a shot at winning this because, again, my contest play and my thought process was correct. So he chose the one, thinking I'm going to choose the one. You just want to have a shot at this at the end. And the guy behind me, TTE, he chose the 8, who could beat me, and then the 2 and the 7. So I was correct also in my thought process that not all 3 of them would choose the 6 or all the same numbers. So let's see if I can pull this out.
Along the inside, Manguita, Smooth showing speed as well. Journey on in the gold colours. On the outside, Choco Latte in the white cap right there. They're sitting an honest early pace.
Don't you love that?
Top is back, second last, and Heat de Jour is the early trailer. Head to the 3/4 pole, and Kathleen Rose just at a sensible pace, not in any hurry.
So my 10 horse is not sitting poorly. He's sitting right here and looks like about 5th or 6th, and he's sitting right off the pace.
Latte is only 2 lengths off the leaders, and here's Smooth It comfortable in 5th. Followed in by She's Flush in the green colours, 5 off the
So
she is not
right now the horse is moving up.
Chatty's on top as the grey. Inside of her comes Heat de Jour.
He's actually looking pretty good for a 27-1 shot. You're just hoping that James Graham's got a good hold on him.
Taken on by Journey On, turns the pressure on.
You just want to be competitive down the stretch.
Choco Latte is on the far side. In behind them, Smooth It looking for room. Behind them is She's Flush in the 6 spot.
Looks like he got pulled up for some reason. Took a bad step.
They come to the top of the
It looks like it's all finished for the 10. Now you just want a favorite to win.
Journey On, Kathleen Rose running a big one. Choco Latte in the white cap is in with a shot. Smooth It, and here's Chatty's on top. And Chatty's on top has now come out of the clouds down the centre of the track. And Chatty's on top, an electrifying turn of speed, went right on by.
Those are my friends over at Little Red Feather Racing. And let's see where we're going to end up in this tournament. I wasn't too disappointed with the run from the 10. He just took a bad step or got bothered. Nobody had the 5, so we are pretty much safe to grab second place, and I tried my best to get 2 wins, back-to-back $10,000 wins. I was requested to do this little production and go through the mind of my mind as I played the final three races. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Before we log off, we'll see how I did on the 100K game. So we had the 5 and the 8, and it looks like I might have done pretty well because I was protected with the I was protected in my 4. It looks like I'll have possibly 2 entries in the 100K. Looks like Chatty's on top will pay about 12 and 5, maybe about $17, which would bring me about 64, which can sneak me into 2. We might as well just stay and see if I wound up coming in second in the 10K, and gonna have 2 entries in the 100K. We'll wait for the results. Good to see my friends over at Little Red Feather put winning a nice stakes race there with a good horse there. Proud of those guys. I owned a few horses with them.
In today's 10th race, scratch numbers 2, 5, and 14.
They have a very classy outfit. They'll probably have about 50 people in the winner's circle, and good group of people. All right, well, there's Chatty's on top, and there's the official results. Chatty's on top pays $18.80 for the tournament, pays $13.80 to win, $5 for place. And TTE had the 8 horse in my $10,000 tournament, so I think he was unable to catch me, but he had a legitimate shot of beating me for second place. No, I'm surprised nobody had the 5-horse. That horse actually looked pretty good. So we're just going to wait for the refresh and see how we end up. Looks like and there's the refresh, I believe. And now it's official. So last week I came in first place in the 10K, and this week I come in second place and earn another $3,000 on this game. And I'm going to swing on over to, and I wound up getting my 2 entries on 3 tickets. So the total cost was $300 for a $1,700 2-ticket entry. So it's an amazing. I look at this ticket as an amazing ticket. Maybe even far more amazing than coming in second place on a 30 player tournament in a 10K. So another good day here at Tournament Edge. Thank you for joining, and if you have any questions for me or for any of the other tournament players at Tournament Edge, please email us.
She's owned by the Little Red Feather Racing and Navy.
My guys over at Little Red Feather getting their awards now, and as you can see, there's like 900 people in the winner's circle, and they're well deserved. They'll be celebrating. Santiago Gonzalez rode a beautiful race and is hot as a pistol. Well, thank you for joining us, and if you have any questions, feel free to email Michael Bachok, Barbara Boley, or myself, Anthony Trezor at Tournament Edge, and glad you joined me. Thank you for joining us, and for more information regarding handicapping contest play, please visit us at thetournamentedge.net.